Okay, thanks for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. We've just missed quali. We're currently in a warm-up, but it's round 8 of the British Touring Car Championship here at Eastern Creek. Local content for us, so we're keen to get racing, and we're definitely getting a lot more members racing with us, so we're super excited for that. And beside me in the commentary box, we've got Jack MacKenzie back with us. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing very well because I get to commentate some very, very exciting racing indeed tonight. The touring cars never fail to deliver on the action, and we are racing at the Sydney Motorsport Park Druitt circuit, which is actually a very interesting circuit. It is the short circuit for Sydney Motorsport Park, of course, and it is a very fast, very flowing track with, of course, that very fast left-hand corner for turn 1, and the section in the middle of the circuit that splits the two circuits in half. They're very exciting cars with a very exciting list of drivers racing on an equally exciting circuit. I cannot wait for the night of action ahead.
Attention grid, will all non-essential personnel leave the grid now?
I think it's about time to go through the grid, shall we?
Absolutely. Boys are gridding up. Alright, so it's Wayne Walker, Oppo, Flack, but here we go, race 1. Looks like Walker on the inside's got the jump on Oppo, but it's a big charge down the road. Oh, we've also got
spinners in the background. Who was that in the background? There's, oh wow, actually there's 5 cars involved in that incident. There's Alex Kiedis just spinning off in the background. Johnny Jr. was involved in that. Chris McClellan seems to be involved as well as Matt Collins, Matthew Pritchard, and possibly Eli Newman as well. So that's a lot of fast runners, almost out of contention pretty much right from the get-go. A crash on the main straight. But meanwhile, the battle continues up front. Wayne Walker is under pressure from Daniel Oppizzano as the battles also ensue in the background as Harrison Tebb is looking for a way past, and Scott Flack as well. And it looks like Alba Aksu is looking for a way past, and Gabriel Nunez as well. So a crazy start to the first race of touring cars for the night.
Yes, we can see on screen the pink car, Braden Pritchard, moving up a couple of spots there. This is opening night, and he is a relation to Matthew Pritchard, who got caught up in that earlier incident. And we'll see the effects of that throughout the night as he tries to protect the inside line from, looks like Scott Flack, but Scott Flack's rushed through. But Willie, yeah, you can see the tyres trying to stay on the track there. 2 side-by-side, turn 1, how would do on the brakes into turn 2. And Pritchard definitely protects the inside line. Smart driving there from the guy who's just joined us here, racing from the Racecentre headquarters here in Bankstown.
Yes, of course, the brother of Matthew Pritchard, and he's actually having quite an eventful debut, it would seem, in that very vibrant pink Ford Focus. He was defending very well from Scott Flack, and that valiant defence against Scott Flack has actually opened up the door for Gabriel Nunez to attack one of the other Mercedes in front of him, as the battle, of course, rages in the front between Wayne Walker, still holding down the lead in that Ford Focus, but most certainly under pressure from Daniel Oppizzano, who pulls into the pit lane.
Looks like he's got a false start, jump start, so he's maybe serving a penalty there. I can't see it on my screen, but Walker posting the fastest lap at the moment. He'll be running away with this if he knows how to judge these tyres. The other guys are really nursing their tyres because they know what they're going to be like at the end of the race, and it's important to be there to see the checkered first, not the first few laps. So the experienced guys that have raced with us are definitely pacing a little bit slower, but they'll have the tyres towards the end there.
It still has not stopped the action in this race from kicking off just as you would expect in a touring car race. And actually, you can't see this on screen, but Braden Pritchard got all out of shape going through the middle section of the track, bouncing over the curbs in that Ford Focus, but still managing to hold on to third place. But it has the door a little bit for Scott Flack to start chasing him down. As we said before, Wayne Walker beginning to pull out the gap from Harrison Tebb in the Mercedes in second place, while the battle is just getting going for third and fourth. As Scott Flack, he looks like he's going to have a look to the inside of turn one. This could be a plane crash.
Oh, they touch.
And Pritchard pushed wide a little bit by Scott Flack on the inside. He got all crossed up, but managed to hold on to the cars. That's actually great car control from these two. That could have been a much bigger accident had these two treaded any worse. And David Baker looking for an opportunity to make his way past from Scott Flack. This battling between third and fourth is now opening up the door for the driver in fifth. The Ford Focus looking to the inside but can't quite get through on this occasion. But is he going to be able to possibly find a way through in this final section of the track? He might be able to stick it up the inside through the hairpin. Does Scott Flack open the door? Oh, there was very nearly a crash there. David Baker finding the inside. Can he get through? And Scott Flack, not this time around. And, wow, that was quite the battle. It's getting very, very busy at the front of the field. It's kicking off in third, fourth, and fifth.
But we can see just behind, we've got the mates Pritchard and Collins. That's Matthew Pritchard and Matthew Collins, both in the Garrick's Ford Focus, and behind them in the Astras, Chris McLennan. Look at these as they go side by side. You can see the front tyres really screeching out there. I can't tell which one's on the inside. I think that's Pritchard. He's just let it run wide. That might cost him. And here comes McLennan trying to say g'day, and he's pushing the Astra ahead of the Ford Focus. Another Holden versus Ford competition in the British touring cars.
If I'm not mistaken, that's Chris McClellan essentially gained 2 places in the space of one sector, as Matt Collins and Matthew Pritchard were pretty much holding each other up. As Gabriel Nunes now finds himself under pressure from Johnny Jr. This is an enthralling little battle between the two Mercedes drivers. Can Gabriel Nunes hold off the hard-charging driver behind him? He's run a little bit wide. It looks like Johnny Jr.'s... Oh, and there's another car off in the background. Who was that? That was Al Paraxu, just running off the road in the final corner there. And it seems that Johnny Jr. Yeah, I think Braden Pritchard. Oh, and there's contact between Baker and Pritchard. Braden Pritchard, I think, just made a little bit of a mistake, which opened up the door for Scott Flack, who, as we discussed earlier, was putting the pressure on the driver who was in third place. As we just saw, a bit of an incident between Pritchard and Baker going into the final corner. David Baker very, very keen to get past the pink Ford Focus in front of him. Can he maybe find a way going into turn 2? I think he's a little bit too far back. Not able to get through on this occasion. But we said action's kicking off at the front of the field, although this squabbling is allowing Scott Flack to start to consolidate third place and chase after Harrison Tebb.
Yes, we're just going through the field now just to give you some idea of who's who and where they are. As we see, Eli Newman for the Leadfoot Racing trailing in P14, got caught up in that earlier incident and unable to recover. You can see him really using the front tyres, which isn't a good idea because the track temps are really heating up now. The boys are hearing that the ambient temperature's rising, and so too the track. And you know what that means. That's going to affect their tyre wear throughout the race.
battle is kicking off for 4th and 5th. Braden Pritchard ran a little wide, dipping a wheel into the grass in the final corner. And this has opened up the door for David Baker, who's all over the back bumper of that Ford Focus. There was some aggressive defending from Pritchard, who's run a little bit wide in turn 1. David Baker on the inside. Can he make a move stick? Going into the turn 2 hairpin. David Baker, last of the late breakers, a little bit of contact, but slots himself up into 4th place. That was a brilliant piece of racing.
You could hear the tyres lock up as we went onto the onboard camera there, and that probably just caused him to outbrake himself just a touch. As he jumps through the flip-flop, you can see the sparks flying under the car and the skid pan as they really hit those curbs. Quite a bumpy section through the 2 configurations here at Eastern Creek. But we're on coming up to the last lap as Walker is coming down the main straight. There's Flack behind him. And the boys in question, Harrison Tebb moving down into P3. So he's had an incident as well, because he was up there in P2 quite comfortable, but he's let Flack in the door. And like I said in the beginning of the stream, Tebb and Baker are side by side in the championship and on track, as you can see. Oh, look at the front end of that car, just turning turning into the corner, trying to stay on track now. They know they've only got it.
Sorry to interrupt. There's also a battle taking place that's getting very close between 10th and 11th at the moment. Matt Collins and Alparaxu have been racing door to door for quite a few corners now. Alparaxu all over the back bumper of Matt Collins, just muscling his way through in the Mercedes. Oh, and this could be an accident here. Matt Collins was just touching Alparaxu's rear right wheel, and there's contact again. This could be a massive accident, but these 2 drivers racing door to door, and it's getting very intense. They are fighting tooth and nail for 10th and 11th on the final lap. But it's going to be Wayne Walker who wins the first race of the night in the Ford Focus, crossing the line in flamboyant fashion as Scott Flack crosses the line in 2nd, Harrison Tebb 3rd. David Baker hangs on to 4th with Braden Pritchard in 5th. And Pizzano McClellan are racing to the line, but McClellan just holds on to the place by a fraction of a second. Daniel Pizzano finishes 7th. Matthew Pritchard holds on to 8th, with Johnny Jr. finishing 9th. And Alparaxu finished ahead of Matt Collins, with Alex Kiedis finishing 12th. Gabriel Nunez coming home in 13th place, and Eli Newman rounds off the field in 14th. What a first race of the evening.
Well, Jack, I mean, if this is race 1, imagine race 5. It's going to be something special tonight. So strap yourselves in. We're going to set the grid for the 2nd race, and we should get straight into it as we'll just show.
There it is, the final results as we discussed. In Walker taking out the first race of the night for Team Shredded Wheat. Scott Flack in 2nd place, with Harrison Tebb rounding off the podium, David Baker in 4th, Braden Pritchard in 5th, Chris McClellan in 6th, Daniel Oppizano in 7th, Matthew Pritchard in 8th, Johnny Jr. in 9th place, with Alparaxu taking out 10th place.
Tahi, tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that...
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
What I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts, plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
look, thing is that this place is...
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
What I really want to say about this place is...
Just say it!
It's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahi says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
Okay, welcome back. Race 2 ready to go. The boys are gridding up now as we speak. It's going to be reverse grid. So keep your eyes on the back of the field trying to get through to the front. It's not going to be easy for the guys at the front. They'll feel the heat on the back of their neck as they take the turn. We found out that as it is a downhill run, Jack, the guys are rolling innocently off the line and getting a drive-through penalty as a result. Here we go.
Ah, there we go.
Oh, Eli getting a great start, jumping Johnny Jr. And that's Alex Kiddis moving up the front there. In the other Ford Focus, here's Gabriel Nunes.
Oh, this could be a big one, and there's cars off in the background, but it looks like for the most part they've gotten through okay. I swear they were about 4 wide for a second there. I'm surprised that wasn't a bigger incident, but Chris McClellan turned around in turn 2 as every single car is pretty much all over the back of each other at the moment. It looks like a traffic jam on the motorway, but they're all racing door to door, and it's almost difficult to keep track of everybody. They are racing like a swarm. Well, it almost looks like a NASCAR pack race, as Alparaxu was just challenging for the lead there, but has almost immediately dropped back down to 4th place. But Alex Kiedis in the lead at the moment, but will Matt Collins make a challenge? Oh, and Alex Kiedis has spun off.
That's given it to Braden Pritchard, Matt Collins, who said they were struggling with tyres towards the end of the race, and that's why they found themselves falling back. Matt Collins weaving down the main straight now, trying to break the draft of Braden Pritchard right behind him. Chris McLennan suffering, just coming down the main straight as we speak. But back up the front, Albert Askew is doing a great job in P3 at the moment. We've got to watch these two come in turn 2. Pritchard trying to go up the inside, and they're going to come together, but look at that racecraft managing to hold it.
They're 3 wide in the midfield. Daniel Opitano, Matthew Pritchard, Eli Newman, and Johnny Jr. There's some scuffling going on back there. They were 3 wide going into turn 2, but this battle is actually kicking off in the midfield as well. We don't know where to look at the moment. It's kicking off at the front of the field. It's kicking off in the midfield as well. This is an utterly enthralling race, and I'm loving it.
Yes, we're on the back. Johnny Jr. coming into the back section. You can really see how tight these guys are. There are different lines here. As we see Albert Askew just in the forecourt, almost coming off there, coming down the main straight. But here they come. Look at this. This is what we want to see. All of them virtual sprint down the main straight as Matt Collins is back up front, scoring the fastest lap of the race with a 1:04 flat. Pritchard right behind him, going wide. Is he going to get the momentum into turn 2? We'll soon find out.
It actually looked like Pritchard had a slightly better run coming off the first corner. Perhaps a slightly wider line benefited him, but Matt Collins putting up a stout defence at the front of the field as these 2 Ford Focuses duke it out. But the action, even down further through the field, is also kicking off as well. Eli Newman is trying to defend from Scott Flack at the back of the field as well. Looks like Johnny Jr. just making a pass on Alparaxu, and I think they're actually 2 wide on more than 1 row. So yes, everyone is fighting absolutely tooth and nail. Doesn't matter whether you're fighting for 10th or you're fighting for the lead. It's all kicking off throughout the field during this race, and they're back on the straight again. Here comes the snake coming down towards the first turn. Matt Collins still at the head of the field with Braden Pritchard chasing him down on debut. Matt Collins into turn 1. What's Braden Pritchard's run out of turn 1 look like? Will he be able to stick it up the inside? Doesn't look like it on this occasion, as Matt Collins defends to the inside, as Eli Newman way off in the gravel traps going into turn 1, but it looks like he's managed to keep it out of the barriers.
Yes, he's tried to defend on turn 1 against a charging Scott Flack, but what he's done, he's pushed himself wide and into the grass, and that's what it cost when you're not running your own line. But it's easy said than done. You really want to protect your position, but you can't afford to outbreak yourself doing so. So he's lost a couple of positions, falling back into P10 at the moment, as we see a few Johnny Jr. doing well to stick behind Oppo, who's on the back of Teb in P3. So this will be a great little battle. As you can see here, Pritchard moving on the back of Collins once again. The draft must be advantageous down the main straight. One of the longest straights they're ever going to find, and thankfully they've all chosen the longer gear ratio. Harrison Tebb, oh,
Whoa, all crossed up going into
look at
turn 1.
this.
We thought lap 4 was a busy lap for Harrison Tebb. Lap 5's even busier, but Daniel Oppizzano took the opportunity to claim 3rd place, but Harrison Tebb coming back at him once again, looking for a move on the inside, and this has brought Johnny Jr. right into the fray as well, who has now found his way on the inside of Harrison Tebb, and now challenging Daniel Oppizzano for 3rd place. This podium place is not secure for anybody, and Harrison Tebb trying to get a better run on Daniel Oppizzano ahead of him, trying to reclaim his hopes at a podium position. Will Harrison Tebb make a move going into the final couple of corners? Johnny Jr., he runs wide. Will Harrison Tebb try and stick it up the inside? Not on this occasion. But then how will Alparaxu work his way into this equation as well? It's been another very, very busy lap. Turning up race. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Braden Pritchard all over the back of Matt Collins, not able to make a move on this occasion. But Harrison Tebb also under pressure as well.
You can see
Wages in front as well. Yeah.
You can see Flack charging for Collins under brakes, but Collins coming across in the braking zone, protecting his line. Flack trying everything he can to get past, and he's got David Baker behind him. So these guys not only have to worry about what's in the windscreen, but they're looking in the rear vision mirror as well. As we can see, Matt Collins, teammate of Pritchard, protecting out oh so hard against Braden Pritchard, our rookie of the night, who hasn't raced with us before, but very impressed with his skills so far. This will be a great season if they all come together again. You can see the front end really working hard.
Oh, that's opportunistic from Pritchard. He was a lot closer on that lap. Oh, and he's sort of run Collins off the road there, but he's managed to get himself up into 1st place. And now Matt Collins is under pressure from Daniel Oppizzano due to the fact that he ran off onto the grass. But Braden Pritchard claiming the lead of the race in aggressive fashion as Daniel Oppizzano throws it down the inside of turn 1. Can he hold on to the car? Can he hold on to the position from Matt Collins, who's now coming back at him? But I'm not sure he's going to get it done on this occasion. Daniel Oppizzano parking that Mercedes on the inside of turn 2 and fending off the driver who, in the span 3 corners, has gone from 1st to 3rd.
Oh, he's just run wide.
Daniel Oppizzano's
He's off
the road.
Can he hold it just in front of Collins there in P3? He's managed to do it, but has he received an off-track penalty or a warning? As we see Alex Askew just running wide there, coming behind Harrison Tebby's, Alpa Askew, I should say. Oh, this racing's too much. I can't handle it. I'm sweating.
We need 2 screens. We need 2 screens. There's action going on and pretty much in every single position.
Absolutely.
We should just have a multi-screen display of every single car because we can't keep track of all of them. But now Harrison Tebb under pressure from Alparaxu, as he's just dragging past him on the inside, trying to take that 5th place away. Alparaxu on the inside, and Harrison Tebb, he's a bit crossed up. Can he keep it on the racetrack? He does, but Alparaxu into 5th place, and Scott Flack's trying to take advantage of this as well, sending it down the inside of turn 2 and taking away another spot from Harrison Tebb.
Wow, Flack's been known to pick up a couple of spots in one sector, and he's done it again. Harrison Tebb's dropped a couple of spots here as we've got Pritchard and Baker battling it out. That's for P8 at the moment. Wayne Walker struggling a bit in this race. He race 1 winner. See the sparks come up from the front wing. There's such a rough circuit between the 2 configurations.
Oh,
We'll call
passing the lead, Daniel Oppizzano going down the inside of Braden Pritchard. There was contact between the 2 in the final corner, but now Daniel Oppizzano all over the back of Braden Pritchard, who, with 1 lap to go, it's all to play for the lead of the race. Daniel Oppizzano forced to the outside. Is he actually going to try it round the outside? Oh, this is very brave.
He's going for it. He's going for it.
Indeed.
He's got to protect the inside if he's going to last the whole lap. What a great shot from the helicopters. We can see them going into turn 2. Pritchard slowed it up just to get that front tyres. He's really struggling on that front right, but Oppizzano's going to take the wider line to get the better run up over the hill. But he's just got to be there at the end and be there in the last sector. This is where it's all going to come down to. We're on the last lap, 9 of 9, and we're looking at the leaders. Pritchard and Oppo. Ford Focus versus Mercedes. And look at the cluster behind them. That's Collins, Johnny Jr. and Askew and Flack. Oh, waiting for these two to make a mistake.
Pritchard's wide. He's wrong. There's been a crash in the front of the field. Pizzano's sent around, but Braden Pritchard hangs on to the lead for now. But what's his run like off the final corner? And there's a battle for second, third, and fourth. They're 4 wide coming down the straight. Braden Pritchard's going to win it, but who's going to get second place? It's Matt Collins.
Whoa, what a finish, what a finish. Jesus. Wow, that's amazing. Those guys. Have you ever seen a 4-way run to the flag like that? That is amazing.
I think that would probably challenge Freedom 100 a few years ago for one of the most exciting finishes in car racing. That was incredible. But Braden Pritchard, it was some aggressive driving that won him the race, but it was the pink Ford Focus over the line first. And Matt Collins,
Tell them about
by the skin of his teeth, with second place. Alparaksu came home in third, and Scott Flack came home in fourth. Johnny Jr. was in fifth. These drivers, so second through to fifth, were separated by less than a 1/10 of a second.
Can you get any closer than that? That was just amazing. Unfortunately, Oppo come undone on the last corner there. We'd have to review that, but he's dropped back into where did he finish? Let's see on the screens there.
Another interesting talking point is that Daniel Opazzano was first going into the final corner and was 9th by the end of the race. Oh my God.
There's a new whiskey in town, one that embodies the strength and character of our people, that dares to do it our own way, crafted by a master distiller to create something uniquely Australian. Ned, Australian Whiskey.
Okay, welcome to race 3. We're back at it. This one's a random grid, so after that one the adrenaline's pumping and we're keen to get back into it. So let's go, let's do this. Got Eli Newman, Left Foot Racing, and Alex Kiddis on the front row. This will be interesting, straight into turn 2. Eli holding firm, which is good.
And the 2 wide on the second row of the grid. Chris McClellan is, Eli Newman slowing up going into turn 2, and that's opened the door for Chris McClellan and Gabriel Nunez. Albraxus just spun off in the background as well, and Eli Newman still under pressure from Gabriel Nunez as Alex Kiedis is consolidating his lead at the front of the field. But Eli Newman leaping over the curbs. That's a very athletic Ford Focus. Surprised he didn't lose a position there. But it's all kicking off once again. Not quite as hectic a start as last time, but still very, very exciting indeed, as David Baker, he made a little bit of a mistake there, and that's cost him a few positions, as Matthew Pritchard, the 2 Gardex Ford Focuses, have just gone down the inside of the final corner. And now, here comes the snake, down the start-finish straight. Who's going to be brave enough to make up a position going into turn 1? Gabriel Nunez finds himself at the head of a very hungry train. Can he keep that Mercedes in front of a hard-charging Matt Collins, who throws up tyre smoke behind him? And one of the Gardex Ford Focuses is off. That's Matthew Pritchard, spun off the road, and that's very disappointing for him. I'm not actually sure where he's ended up. He seems to have flown off into the abyss somewhere. But all kicking off once again.
It looks like Matthew Pritchard's exited that race. I know he's got a lot of steering issues at the moment, trying to get that sorted out. But until the mechanics really fix that, he's going to take a chance on each race. So unfortunately, he's just found himself at the back of that, back in the garage for race 3. But Eli Newman going wide there, Collins coming up underneath. And that's what happens if you push too much in. Oh, there's a big group brewing down the back. Maybe we'll have an 8-car race to the line on lap 9 at the end of this race. But at the moment, it's Collins in P3, Kiddis in 2, and McLennan finally.
2 wide on 2 rows.
And looks like McLennan's out in front running away with it so far, with Alex Kiddis right behind him. There's a big bunch behind. We want to see this group.
Unfortunately, and that was
Eli letting go of the steering wheel and control of the car, and that's Pritchard getting crossed up with
Gabriel Nunez and Pritchard were out of shape as well.
Baker's off as well.
Yeah, and there. And Johnny Jr.'s gone off spinning in the background as well. Gabriel Nunez is having a very, very busy couple of laps. He's lost quite a few positions in the last few laps, but that's because he's holding off a very hard-charging train behind him. He's got Braden Pritchard all over the back of him, and Harrison Tebbs waiting to pounce as well. Pritchard up the inside of Gabriel Nunez. Will Harrison Tebb find a way on the inside as well? Pritchard all out of shape, but forcing his way through on Gabriel Nunez, and that's opened the door for Harrison Tebb, but Harrison Tebb pushed wide, and here comes, who's that in the background? That's
Scott Flack.
Wayne Walker.
Wayne Walker up the middle there, and Scott Flack as well.
3 wide. Scott Flack's making it 4 wide. This could be a plane crash here, and
they're all crossing up through turn 1 into turn 2. This is what we want to see. We want to see the fight into the turn. Who's going to outbrake each other? Gabriel Nunez doing really well up front. He's pushed it. You can see the front end really crossing up there, trying to slow the car down. Scott Flack gets through once again, making up multiple positions in one run. I think he's made up 4 positions in that one run. Who's at the back of that group now? He's in front. What an amazing job, Scott Flack. Harrison Tebb right behind him, and Walker's the last of the bunch there.
Wide into turn 1. I was expecting a fireball. I think both the skill of the drivers and the front wheel drive that these cars had sort of allowed them to hang on. I'm just trying to find where's the most exciting action. That's difficult to pick, but Gabriel Nunez is still under pressure from Harrison Tebb, and it looks like there's also a battle for every single position at the moment.
Look at this.
As Alex
2, then 1, then 3 at the back. We've still got the Scott Flack, Harrison Tevin, Wayne Walker, and Gabriel Nunes, actually. And we can see Johnny Jr. Baker trying to move back up the front here, but they're going to run out of laps as there's only 4 laps to go.
And there's a battle also waging on for second place. Alex Kiedis has been very busy. I think Chris McClellan has recently taken over the lead. I know it was those two at the front, but Matt Collins all over the back of that Ford Focus, trying to find a way through. They're too wide now. Kiedis all out of shape. He's bouncing all over the curbs. Oh, and he's bounced over a curb big time. And Matt Collins and Daniel Oppizzano have taken the opportunity and gone through. But now the battle still rages on for second place as Daniel Oppizzano's got a brilliant run out of the final corner. They're too wide going down the start-finish straight. Daniel Oppizzano trying to drag past Matt Collins. Will Matt Collins challenge going into turn 1? And it looks like he might. Will he get the switch back done? Will Daniel Oppizzano run a little bit wide? He does. Will Matt Collins, does he look to try and take the place away going into turn 2? Not on this occasion. Daniel Oppizzano parking the yellow and black Mercedes on the inside of turn 2, holding on to the position.
Yeah, Oppo's too smart for that. He protected his line very nicely and safely, and Matt Collins knew that, so he's going to fight to live another lap again, but he'll be undercharged pretty soon as Collins, well, looks like Oppo's gained a little bit of time there as we go back to Scott Flack and Walker. It looks like Flack on the back of Braden Pritchard now. This is for P5. This trick is... Yep.
These two had a coming together in the last race, so let's see how much love has or hasn't been lost between these two. How stoutly will Braden Pritchard defend this place? And it looks like very stoutly as he moves across on Scott Black as he's trying to drag by on the start-finish straight. Scott Black looking for the move on turn 1, and it looks like he's going to make it stick. Scott Black sending it down the inside of Braden Pritchard. But will this bring Wayne Walker into the fray as well? It looks like it will, as he jinks the inside, trying to take the place away from Pritchard. But it looks like they're just going to hold station 4 now.
We're on board with Wayne Walker as we come out of turn 3, up over the hill, preparing for the flip-flop down to 4th gear, and then take the inside curb. But they're taking the later curb, which I'm not too sure if that's the faster way to go, but they all get through pretty cleanly. As we can see down the line there, Baker coming up behind Eli Newman down the straight there. That'll be to claim P9 back, but Walker's up the inside, just forcing his way through Braden Pritchard. That's P7, Walker up into P6. These guys are starting to spread out, but Chris McLennan has now got a 2.7 lead ahead of Oppizzano in P2.
I think something's happened to Alex Kiedis because he was in 2nd and now he's in 4th. Matt Collins is in 3rd and Daniel Oppizzano is in 2nd place. So Kiedis slowly falling into the clutches of Scott Flack. He may have had an off somewhere, which that's why I think he's dropped those places. Oh, yes, it was. He bounced over the curb a few laps ago. That's why Daniel Oppizzano and Matt Collins were able to take that place away. But yeah, unfortunately for Kiedis, it could have been a podium position, but now he's falling into the clutches of Scott Flack. He's going backwards, not forwards, which is not what you want to do if you want to finish on the podium. But this will produce, hopefully, a very, very exciting race to the finish.
Well, I've got Alpha Askew down in P10 with Eli Newman. Behind him, JJ, and that looks like Gabriel Nunes finding it out, coming out of the flip-flop. We are on the last lap, so we've just crossed the line for the last lap. Gabriel Nunes and our retired Matt Pritchard back in the pits. But the closest battle at the moment has to be Kiedis in 4 because he's got charging Flack. This is the last lap, so he needs to get a move on Flack up the inside now.
He's wasted no time there. Scott Flack gone straight down the inside with Alex Kiedis suffering from a slight lock-up which is starting to open up the door for Wayne Walker here. These two cars, they're teammates, but I'm not sure how much teammatey driving will be going on in the last sector of this lap, as Wayne Walker is desperately looking for an opportunity to take some crucial points away from Alex Kiedis. Will he get a better run out of the flip-flop, as it is now affectionately known? He's got three more corners to defend from Wayne Walker, but as we've seen, you can lose it all in the space of 2 corners. Wayne Walker's found the inside, but Alex Kiedis looks like he's just going to hold on to 4th place. But what's Wayne Walker's run out of the final corner like? It's going to be Chris McClellan. He's taking victory.
Scott
Daniel
Flack and
Oppidano,
Collins
and
down
it's
the
a race
straight.
for the line.
Oh, that's a
Scott
photo
Flack
finish.
just got it at the end.
And Kiedis just held out Wayne Walker. Pritchard just ahead of Teb. And that's Baker and Kiedis, Axcu. And we've got JJ coming down with Gabriel Nunes, Eli Newman, rounding out the top 13 at the moment.
So, between Scott Flack and Matt Collins, obviously we just had that race to the line there. There was 6 thousandths of a second between the two, with Scott Flack taking away 3rd place at not the 11th hour, but the 11th hour, 59 minute and 59th second of that race. That was quite a finish for the two of them there. But yes, another very, very entertaining race. Chris McClellan took the victory, Daniel Oppidano in 2nd, Scott Flack just taking out 3rd at the end, Matt Collins in 4th place, Alex Kiedis in 5th, Wayne Walker in 6th, Braden Pritchard in 7th place, Harrison Tebb in 8th, David Baker in 9th, Alparaxu in 10th, with Johnny Jr. finishing 11th, Gabriel Nunes finishing in 12th, Eli Newman comes across the line in 13th, and Matthew Pritchard, unfortunately out of the race, pretty much on the first lap, spinning off, and he just decided to park it.
Tahi, tell them about Entertainment Park.
Well, this place, it's like, it's...
My favourite place in the world!
The thing about this place is that
It's fun for all ages, no matter what your age. You'll love it.
what I really want to say about Entertainment Park is,
They have the best go-karts plus a great cafe. Games, bowling, simulation, but the go-karts, oh my God, they are so much fun.
look, thing is that this place is...
Perfect for my birthday party. Everyone said it was the best birthday party ever. Yeah!
What I really want to say about this place is...
Just say it!
It's a fully hectic, oh my God, venue.
Finally! Entertainmentpark.com.au. And as Tahi says, it's hectic.
And oh my God.
soft tyres so we can afford to brake later. Still got 2 laps to do the job. But we love the show they're creating at the moment, just coming out of the stadium onto the main straight. Starting the second lap. Oh, and he's just blocked the inside. There he is, side by side. To the track now. Here we go, this is race 4. Eli's got a better start off the line as Kiedis is trying to run down the outside. Will Eli take it to turn 1? Yes, he does. He gets the inside line. He's got a full run. They're all sliding in through turn 1 at the moment. Oh, you can see the bunch, they're all starting to do well. Someone's just slid off, and Gabriel Nunes. That's 3-way in it. Look at this, it's all bunched up.
From behind, they're all packed up together. They're packed in like sardines, but they're racing at speed. This is incredible. This is sort of a repeat of what happened in the last race, but I'm just cycling through the field at breakneck speeds because I don't know where to look. They're just banging doors and racing hard right from the very start. But Chris McClellan and all of that has taken the lead of the race. It's Braden Pritchard in third and Al Braxu just ahead of David Baker. And here comes the snake coming down the straight for the first time. Is anyone going to be bold enough to make a move going into turn 1 on just the second lap of the race? David Baker starting to reel in Al Braxu. Can he get a better run coming out of the first corner? Oh, he was sideways there, but he hung on to the car. But this is going to open up the door for Scott Flack and David Oppenzano. Scott Flack had a look to the inside of Oppenzano and Harrison Tebb running off the road. This will cost him a few positions, but he's just come back onto the road. There's battles kicking off left, right, and centre. David Baker under pressure from Daniel Oppenzano. They bounce over the curbs. Baker in the Ford Focus just holding off the yellow and black Mercedes behind him as Al Braxu's made his way up into third place. Daniel Oppenzano all out of shape in the Mercedes, and Baker and Axu have both run wide. This has opened the door for Oppenzano. There might have been a bit of contact between Baker, but Oppenzano gets himself up into fourth place, and now he has Axu in his sights. Scott Flack now also making a move on David Baker. There's multi-way battles going on just the third lap of the 9-lap race as Oppenzano chasing Axu through the first corner. Will he try and set up a move going into turn 2? Yes, he does. He sends it right to the inside. Can he force Axu wide? He does. Oppenzano a nose ahead just for a moment, and he gets through. Now opens the door for Scott Flack to go through as well.
You can see Scott Flack just beside him. We pan there, I think he's right behind Axu. There he is, coming through the flip-flop. You can see how airborne they get. Flack's trying every angle to get past, but Axu's doing a great job. Here comes Flack. No, he's decided to just tuck in here. Wait to see how Alex gets through this. Alper, I should say, my apologies. Oh, Flack just getting wide. That's allowing Baker. This is going to be another run down the main straight. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be like 6 cars all jostling for position as we see McClellan taken P1, Pritchard back in P2. Oppenzano where he likes in the top 3 at least. Flack coming out last minute, using the draft to get up the inside. Watch the back of the cars get loose as they try and get through turn 1 and straight up into... here comes Baker. Watch Baker right behind. Will he go up the inside? No, he doesn't. Flack just crosses that line off and... sorry, that wasn't Flack. That was Axu there. Albert doing a good job holding that off. But the guys behind, I can see... again, like this is race 4, but my eyes are already blurry. Trying to watch everything at once. My left eyeball's going one way, the right's going the other. There's too much action.
Yeah, and I think we're about to see possibly a little bit more action, because I don't, this is what Scott Flack, I think, took advantage of. I'm not sure how strong Aksu is in the last sector, and I'm immediately proven correct as he's run wide and David Baker's gone through as well. He's just lost 2 positions in the span of 1 corner and is looking to lose a 3rd as well, as Harrison Tebb's trying to take advantage of this. But Aksu defending from Baker, and now looking to try and get past Matt Collins once again, but Matt Collins is following him all the way to the wall. But Wayne Walker and Harrison Tebb want in on this as well.
God.
Tebb looking inside. Can he make the move? Oh, and Matt Collins off the road.
They've gone wide. How does he rejoin?
Oh, no! That's a big off.
That's a massive accident in turn 2.
Aksu, Walker, and that was Matt Collins as well.
Collins as
That
well,
was a battle.
Tebb involved in that as well, but he got away with it. I think there was a touch between Tebb and Aksu and Collins coming back onto the track all at once, and that's caused a 4-car pile-up into turn 2, and that's a long way back onto the track from there. Thankfully, they're all safe and rejoined. Wayne Walker moving up into P9 as Collins is back with Nunez back in P10, 11.
And the battle is actually raging on now at the front of the field as well. Just when the midfield thought, we thought the midfield battle was dying down, the front of the field is getting exciting as well, as Daniel Oppizzano's gotten a good run out of the final corner and is just trying to drag his way past the debutant Braden Pritchard, and it looks like he's got the move done. But as we know, no position is safe in a touring car race like this. Will Pritchard try and take the position back? He's not close enough on this occasion, and the hot pink Ford Focus has to settle for 3rd place at the moment.
Well, if you remember the end of race 2, these 2 are the ones that got together on the final corner of the race, causing an incident with Oppo losing almost 9 positions there. But they've definitely spoken about that after the race, and a bit of respect between the 2, and apologies from that. So you can see the on-track respect there as well, and great racecraft from the 2 as well, to be able to be fighting that hard together and still both being on track.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a bit of a train forming at the front of the field now. It looks like second, third, and fourth. They might start to close in on Chris McClellan. He's had a bit of a comfortable race as Chris at the front of the field in this one, but no position is safe. We've made that abundantly clear. You can be first in the final corner of the final lap and somehow end up 9th, as we have actually seen tonight. So it's still all to play for. Braden Pritchard now has Scott Flack to contend with, as Daniel Oppizzano is definitely closing in on Chris McClellan. The gap is just over 7/10 at the moment, and it's lap 7 of 9. So it looks like we will have a battle for the lead in the closing stages of this race. McClellan has controlled it pretty much from the start after the opening skirmishes. But it doesn't look like that position will be safe for too much longer, as Daniel Oppizzano is now right there. The gap is now 0.3 of a second. He's in the slipstream behind, going down the long straight, something that Sydney Motorsport Park is known for, and something that Chris McClellan probably hopes, wishes wasn't there at the moment, because he's got Oppizzano to contend with behind. He's now all over the back bumper. Will he try and move into turn 2? He most certainly will. He's on the inside, but McClellan, he cuts across the track and defends beautifully from Daniel Oppizzano. Bit of a contact, as we said, but Oppizzano now forced to the outside. He can't get through on this occasion. Chris McClellan, can he hold him off for one more lap? I'm not sure he can, but then again, expect the unexpected. Who knows? Gabriel Nunez might even win this race on the final lap. You just have no idea. There's 2 battles going on. It's first and second, and Scott Flack is trying everything to get past Braden Pritchard as well. But Oppizzano, he almost found the inside line, gives McClellan a bit of a tap, but he holds on to the position for now. But what's his run going to be like out of the final corner? It looks almost better than last time. You can see the headlights poking out from behind the leading Vauxhall. Will Oppizzano try and move into turn 1? I'm not sure he will. He's going to try around the outside, possibly. Maybe a switchback, or maybe not. He looks like he's committed to the outside, but hasn't made it happen on this occasion. Will he try and move into turn 2? Yes,
Here he goes.
He's found a gap. He's on the grass. He's
run
off the track.
He's gone deep into turn 2, and that's allowed Pritchard Flack to move up, so is Baker. Oh no, Baker's going to come right out at the same time. And this is the last lap, so Chris McClellan's wiping his brow inside the helmet. He's gone, thank God that happened. But Flack's on the back of Pritchard now, less than half a second. As McClellan's coming up to the last couple of corners. Oh, look at the pairs. There's Oppo and Baker. And that's Teb as well in the mix. So these are three quality drivers racing as Axku spins in the background.
Braden Pritchard's run wide in the final corner, and Scott Flack has just made his way up into second place, and he's taken the spot away. I'm not sure Pritchard will be able to get that back, but David Baker, he's in fourth place. Oppizzano looking for fourth. Will Harrison Tebb try and challenge us as well? It's a race to the line between fourth and fifth, and Daniel Oppizzano gets in the line.
And that's Harrison Tebb coming behind them as well. Once again, beautiful driving. That gives Alex Kiedis, Wayne Walker, Alpa Axku, Matt Collins suffering in that race, Gabriel Nunes coming onto the main straight, Eli Newman and JJ rounding out the top 13. Again, unfortunately, Matthew Pritchard failing the steering column, so the boys haven't got that right yet. So we'll go to the race results.
Well, they certainly kept us interested in race 4 of the night. Chris McClellan had it all to do in the final laps of the race, but managed to get an easy sort of, maybe not the right word, but he managed to hold off Daniel Oppizzano as he made a mistake going into turn 2. Scott Flack manages to get past Braden Pritchard in the closing stages of the race, with Daniel Oppizzano in 4th. David Baker comes home in 5th place, just ahead of Harrison Tebb. Alex Kiedis in 7th place, with Wayne Walker in 8th, with Alpa Axu in 9th place, and Matt Collins rounds off the top 10. In 11th, it's Gabriel Nunes. I think that's actually another 11th place for Gabriel Nunes. He's Mr. Consistent tonight. With Eli Newman in 12th, Johnny Jr. in 13th, and Matthew Pritchard, unfortunately, out of the race. Didn't actually make it to the end of lap 1 and retiring that car. And that is another enthralling race of the British Touring Cars Down Under at Sydney Motorsport Park. Bring on race 5.
welcome back. Race 5 of 5 tonight, the last race of the night. Boys just getting ready. The engine's revving. Mixed up grid for this one as well. This is another random grid as we get into the last race of the night. The faster boys towards the back and the slower guys towards the front. They're all out of position, so here we go. Johnny Jr. and Eli Newman up the front there. Axcu coming around the inside. Will he get the line? They get the big run done.
And that is a perfect start for Alparaxu. He started third, and by the end of the first corner, he was in first place. But somebody's just gone completely off the road there. I don't know who that was.
Went straight through there. Oh, look at this cluster. Eli Newman off, going off everywhere.
Just, sorry, yeah, I think that was David Baker's just exited stage left, and Eli Newman is in it as well. He's completely off the road. Meanwhile, Daniel Openzano, and Scott has gone around as well. Another incredible start to this race. Alparaxu is now in second place and chasing down Johnny Jr., who has reclaimed the lead of the race. It wasn't the best start for Johnny Jr., but he's managed to find his place at the front of the field once more. Meanwhile, battle in the midfield, straight back on again. The snake comes down the straight once again for lap 1. Alex Kiedis leads this little train, but they're too wide on two roads, a few cars back. Chris McClellan was challenging Matthew Pritchard there, but somehow they're all still on the road. Matt Collins looking to the inside of Kiedis. Matthew Pritchard wants it on the action as well. Harrison Tebb looking outside, and Pritchard makes his way in through Kiedis, and Kiedis is spun around.
And that's McLennan as well.
They're both off the road. That's disaster for them. And they're just rejoining the race. Scott Flack, almost taken off the road by Chris McClellan there. Flack recovering tonight, and now Gabriel Nunes in on this little battle as well. So those who found themselves in trouble now battling towards the rear of the field. All the while, Johnny Jr. leading out the front of the race. Braden Pritchard now hunting him down with Alparaxu chasing him down as well, but also having to fend off from Wayne Walker behind him as well. But the top, 8 are within 5 seconds of each other. It's very, very close at the front of the field, and I think we're in for another enthralling race. We've got 7 laps to go, including the one we are on.
Yes, we'll try and bring up the tower so you can see where everyone's in position there, but you can see in the background everyone's leading through, but it's definitely Johnny Jr. taking it up the front with Braden Pritchard right behind him. Wayne Walker, race 1 winner on debut with us, is back in P3 charging these guys down, so I expect to see him up the front. I love the different shades of colours as well, so we've got green, pink, yellows and reds on track as well as white. So nice drag race. That is for the lead.
Yeah, Pritchard just made the move on Johnny Jr. Wayne Walker also made his way up into third, passing Alparaxu, who is now under pressure from Matt Collins as well. But now the race is on between Braden Pritchard and Johnny Jr. Pritchard with another aggressive move, taking advantage of perhaps a poor entry for Johnny Jr., who now looks to the outside but runs a little bit wide, straight into the path of Wayne Walker, but no contact made, no harm, no foul, and the race is still on at the front here. But it's anyone's game at the moment. Pritchard's only leading by a very small measure of time, and Johnny Jr. will be chasing him down, bouncing over the curve, sparks flying, and they're not the only sparks that are flying at the moment. Let me tell you, this racing is absolutely electric. The train of cars heading towards the final few corners. The top 8 are all, well, probably within a reasonable shout to win, actually, as Johnny Jr. having to defend a bit from Wayne Walker. Jr. making possibly a few mistakes which Wayne Walker is looking to take advantage of, and is taking advantage of, because he now pulls to the inside, looking for a way through on the Mercedes in front of him, but can't make anything happen this time by.
Albert Axcu is doing a great job too back there in P4. Matt Collins 5, and we've got Pritchard, Obatasano, and Teb down the back. Another incident for Baker means he's down in P11, and unfortunately
that's Axu off the road in the background. He's just dropped all the way down to 8, so that was 4 places in the span of 1 corner. So it looks like it's going to be the race between the top 7 now, as he's dropped a little bit further back. But meanwhile, Daniel Obatasano looking for a move on Matthew Pritchard going into turn 1. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. The Mercedes is now ahead of the Ford Focus, and he moves himself up into 5th place. Daniel Obatasano making his way up through the field, and Harrison Tebb closing in these leading drivers as well. Meanwhile, still close at the front. Wayne Walker beginning to close in Braden Pritchard, who we should mention is on his debut, but is already making waves in this British Touring Car Championship, as it's all getting very, very tight. Daniel Obatasano still chasing Matt Collins, and, well, it's pretty much playing out like every single other race has tonight. Don't know where to look, because everywhere is absolutely on fire.
This is action stations. I mean, we've had 5 top quality races. Obviously, the first one was a bit messy. The guys haven't all raced together. We've got a couple of relatively new guys to the league, which we welcome everyone new. If you're ever thinking of joining us, please do. Look down the description and follow the Discord channel and get on board. Get into the next race. These tracks and
pass the lead here. Wayne Walker all over the back of Braden Pritchard. Pritchard was having to defend a lot more aggressively going down the straight. He was actually weaving to try and defend from Wayne Walker, so he's definitely identified him as a very current threat. And this will be the battle that probably sees us out to the end of the race. We're on lap 7 of 9. Pritchard has a few more laps to try and hold off, but his position at the front of the field really, really is not safe at the moment, because these two are less than half a second away from each other, and they are fighting tooth and nail at the front of the field. What's Pritchard's run going to be like out of the final corner? We'll have to wait and see. Wayne Walker still right with him, now pulling alongside Braden Pritchard. This is your battle for the lead. Pritchard forcing him all the way over to the wall. They're racing down to turn 1. Walker's got a nose ahead, but can he hold it on going into turn 1? He's ahead for now. Walker taking the lead of the race away from Braden Pritchard, but will he try and take it back? Yes, he does. He's looking to the inside. The hot pink Ford Focus forcing Wayne Walker wide and taking away the position. Braden Pritchard goes back up into first place, but this race far from over. 8 of 9 laps. He's got about a lap and a half to go, and there's already been 2 changes of position within a sector of each other. So this is going to absolutely be a fight to the end, but don't discount any of these drivers within the top 4 at the moment. It's just too unpredictable.
Yes, Braden Pritchard on debuts back up the front where he belongs, and that's Wayne Walker just giving a little nudge and forcing his way through, and that's totally okay. And here comes JJ and Oppo. This is going to be 1 lap to go, and we've got Collins and Pritchard behind them as well. So this top 4's for the lead as we're heading into the last lap of the race and the last lap of the round. Exciting stuff. The scoreboard's lighting up, all sorts of colours here, but not too sure he's going to take the round win. We'll have to calculate that later. My head's still spinning from all this racing. So as it stands at the moment, Walker's just ahead of Pritchard. JJ in 3rd, Oppo climbing up the back of JJ for P3 at the moment. Matt Pritchard that is, and Collins under pressure from Upper Askew and Scott Flack, and Harrison Tebb's not too far behind. Alpha's just dipping out of the way. He's going to lose another position here. He's got to close the gap. Scott and Flack's moved up in that spot. And he says, thank you very much, but we'll go back up the front because this is for the lead. Looks like Wayne Walker's going to show his class and bring us home for
Johnny
the checker
Jr.'s
flag.
run wide in the final corner.
Oh,
I
he's
sense
gonna
another
get
race
the
to
run.
the line here. It's going to be, Johnny Jr.'s been forced off the
JJ.
road. Daniel Opitano takes the place away. And it looks like it's
It's
still
still
going to
up
be a
the
race
front.
to the line.
Looks like Oppo's dropped back to let JJ take the win. And that's Walker.
And just chaos in the background. Aksu was looking for a way through, ended up on the grass and running over one of the billboards, but he comes home in 7th place. Scott Flack in 6th. Matthew Pritchard finished in 5th there. Wow, that was a chaotic finish. We'll have to look at the results screen.
Yeah, almost another 4-way battle for that position as we're watching Gabriel Nunes come up, take the checker. If he keeps it straight, he manages to do too much class from him. Eli Newman, and that looks like, Kiddas, Alex Kiddas right down the back there. So unfortunately, he'll finish in P14. So we'll go to the results, show you the full grid and the full results here. Okay, so there it is, Wayne Walker, first race of the night and the last race of the night. Congratulations to him. Braden Pritchard, awesome job to finish in P2. Johnny Jr. taking a podium, third step of the podium in P3. Oppo backing off there towards the end. I think he felt he was part of that, so he backed off and redressed, which is very gentleman of him, which brings Pritchard in P5. Scott Flack moving up. I'm sure he's the top climber of the night. Scott Flack, every time he was on screen, he just took position after position. But Alba Axcu dropping back towards the end there, unfortunately, finishing in P7. Matt Collins, more of a solid job, but not really a solid result to finish in P8. Harrison Tebb there to collect any mistakes up front. Chris McLennan, unfortunately, got involved in that early incident at turn 2. Saw him relegated to the back of the grid. And we'll go to P11, which was David Baker in the Entertainment Park Racecentre Ford Focus. Gabriel Nunes for Gabriel Nunes Racing Team, he finishes in P12. Eli Newman, P13, and Alex Geddes finishing in P14. So quite an eventful night.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I could do this every single day of every single year of every single day of my life, because this is some of the most exciting racing I have ever seen, and it is an absolute joy to commentate, although I don't think my lungs and throat will very much thank me for this. These boys put on an absolutely killing show, and I think 3 weeks is too long. Please bring on the next British Touring Car Race for Racecentre. I cannot wait. Thank you once again for having me.